Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want us to talk about something that will improve our communication skills. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. But before that, happy new month. This is the month of April. Yeah, I'm recording this on 1st of April 2025. So, happy new month. So, let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Talk less, learn more, and ask great questions today. Talk less, learn more, and ask great questions today. One of the things that have really incredibly helped me in life general is the ability to talk less, to learn more, and to ask great questions. You know, there is something powerful about a person who knows when to speak and when to listen. A person who doesn't rush to give their opinion, who is not in a hurry to prove how much they know, who understands that wisdom is not just in what you say, but in what you learn. So today, I want us to talk a little bit about something that can completely shift the way we interact with the world. Talking less, learning more, and asking great questions. This is not about being silent. It is not about shrinking back or losing your voice. No, it's about being intentional about how you use your words so that when you do speak, it actually matters. Because here's what I've learned. The people who talk the most are not always the smartest, but the people who ask the right questions, they are the ones who grow the fastest. So let's just get into it. Let's be real. We live in a world where everyone wants to be heard. We tweet our opinions, we post our thoughts on social media, we jump into debates, we fill every silence with words. And while there is nothing wrong with expressing yourself, but I think here's the danger. When you are always talking, you are really learning. When you are always talking, you are really learning, because when your mouth is open, your ears are closed. When you are focused on what you will say next, you're missing what is being said to you right now. And when you assume you already have the answers, you stop searching for better ones. So let me ask you this. Have you ever walked away from a conversation realizing you did all the talking? Have you ever been so focused on proving your point that you missed the bigger picture? Have you ever talked over someone because before they even finished their thought, you cut them off because you think you have something to say? I know I have done this so many times, and if you're sincere with yourself, so have you. And every time I did that, I robbed myself of an opportunity to grow. I robbed myself of an opportunity to learn, because the truth is, you don't learn when you are speaking. You learn when you are listening. You don't learn when you are speaking. You often learn when you are listening. See, there is power in listening. Have you ever met someone who just makes you feel heard? Someone who listens, not just to respond to you, but to understand. Man, see, those kinds of people, they are rare. Because most of us, we listen with an agenda. We listen to reply instead of listening to receive. But the most powerful people in the room, they are the ones who listen the most. Why? Because listening does two things. Number one, it makes other people feel valued. People don't remember everything you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. And when you listen to someone, you give them a gift. And that is the gift of being understood. And it also makes you wiser. The more you listen, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the better decisions you make. So today, I challenge you, as I'm challenging myself. The next time someone is speaking, don't rush to interrupt. Instead of waiting for your turn to talk, lean in and learn. Lean in and really hear them. And when they finish saying whatever it is they're saying, instead of giving your opinion right away, ask a great question. All right? Ask a great question, because that will help you understand them more. And I believe that is where the magic happens. Let's talk a little bit about questions. If listening is the key to learning, then I believe asking great questions is the master key. Think about it. The greatest leaders don't just give answers, they ask questions. The best coaches don't just tell people what to do, they ask questions. The wisest people don't assume they know it all, they ask questions, because questions opens doors that statements cannot. A statement can say, I already know, but a question will say, I am open to learning more. A statement ends the conversation, but a question keeps the conversation going. It keeps it flowing. A statement assumes into everything. A question explores possibility. So if you want to become smarter, if you want to grow faster, and if you want to connect deeper, start asking better questions. Okay, start asking better questions. And what makes a great question? Because not all questions are created equal. Some questions shut down conversations. Other questions open conversations up. So some questions make people defensive. All right. Other questions makes them think. Let us just break it down a little bit. Open-ended versus closed-ended question. A closed-ended question is one that leads to a short answer. It's usually a yes or a no. Did you have a good day? You can say yes or no. Do you like your job? You can say it's okay or no. Like, those are technically closed-ended question, but an open-ended question invites a conversation. What was the best part of your day today? What do you love most about your job today? Or your job, or the job that you're doing right now? You see the difference? One ends the conversation, full stop, boom, you're done. The other keeps the conversation alive. If the other party is willing to share, you see that question, it keeps the conversation alive. And there are curiosity-based questions. Like, a great question comes from genuine curiosity. Okay, if instead of saying, why do you think that is true, in a challenging way, try saying, I've never thought about it that way. Can you tell me more about what you're thinking? That is curiosity-based question. Instead of assuming you know someone's experience, try asking, what is something most people don't understand about what you do? That is a curiosity-based question. Curiosity leads to connection, and connection leads to insight. Curiosity leads to connection. Curiosity leads to connection, rather, and connection leads to insight. And there is another question that challenges assumptions. If you want to grow, you need to challenge the way you think. And the best way to do that is to ask yourself hard questions like, what if I'm wrong about this? What is another way to look at this particular problem? What am I not seeing from this thing that is happening? What am I not seeing? Because the moment you start questioning your assumptions, you start expanding your mind. So how do you apply everything that I've been talking about today? This is it. Talk 50% less today. That is how you can start just for today. Challenge yourself to speak less and listen more. Not because your words don't matter, but because you might just learn something you never expected. All right? And ask one great question today. In your next conversation, ask one great question. A question that is not just about small talk. One that actually makes the other person to think. You'll be surprised how much deeper your conversations can go. Today, reflect on your own thinking. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, what did I learn today that I did not know yesterday? Did I listen more today than I spoke? What assumptions do I need to challenge today? Because when you start asking and questioning your own thinking, that is when the real transformation of your life begins. See, at the end of the day, the most powerful, successful, and wise people are not the ones who talk the most. They are the ones who listen deeply, who ask great questions, and who never stop learning. So today, I challenge you. Talk less, learn more, and ask great questions. Because when you do, you won't just be a better communicator. You'll be a better leader. You'll be a better friend. And above all, you'll be a better human being. And that is the kind of growth that changes everything. So, let me recap and say this. I challenge you. Talk less today. Learn more today. And ask better questions. Ask great questions. I want to appreciate you for joining me today on Daily Mind Shifts with Minister Mike. Until next time, I want you to listen well, ask better,